It's time to set up my planners for the month of May. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Tracy, and yes, I do have a decent amount of planners that I need to set up today. Some of them, 2 of them, will take quite a bit of time. 2 of them, maybe not so much. We'll see. You know, sometimes I get carried away. But yeah, so with that said, because I have a lot to set up and some of them are a little time consuming, we're just going to jump right in, and I will probably be speeding things up, doing a voiceover and things of that nature throughout this video as well. So this is my catch-all planner. I got a rogue piece of washi hanging around. This is a B5 hemlock and oak planner. I am absolutely loving this planner. This is my first year in this planner, and I really like it. So for the monthly setup, I set up the overview pages. This is kind of my reference page for the month. Yes, I also set up the calendar, but this is more focused on date specific stuff. This kind of brings it to the goals. So I do have a goal setting planner in my Moxie Life. I no longer do monthly setups in the calendar pages, or have really even been using the weekly pages, but I still use the goal setting pages. But this is where I bring in some of that information over to here to help break things down further. For instance, one of my goals every single month is to kind of get a routine down packed when it comes to morning, after work, and night. So what I do is I actually sit down and try to figure out the routine on one of these 2 pages. Last month I did it here. We might still do it here this month as well. That way, when I go to fill in my daily plans or my weekly plans, I can refer to what is part of my routine or what things I want to get done as part of my routine and add them to the actual schedule. So hopefully that helps me get them done. This is also where I set some budgets, and then I also brain dump other things that I need to get done for the month. So yes, that is what I do here. Then we have the monthly calendar. You can see I've already put boxes on days that have appointments. These are only appointments. It's going to be a busy month. I'm already a little stressed just thinking about it. There's a lot of birthdays this month. There's also a lot of other things I need to record this month. So this is going to be a very, very busy month, and it's going to be a very, very full calendar. So with that said, I am going to be using Seasonal Love from Live Love Posh. This is the January through June sticker book. I do believe this is still available. I believe the July through December is sold out. If it is still available, I will link it down in the description box. And if it is not available, I will let you guys know. I do have a discount code, which will save you some money. So I will have all of that down in the description box as well. So I'm going to use this set, which is the set that I guess is designated for May. Because basically they have sticker sets for each of the months. Obviously you can use them whenever you want. But I'm going to go ahead and use this one for May. I think it's really, really cute. And considering that I need to decorate these 2 pages and this, I think this will be enough stickers, because I do cover up this and this. Not because I need to, but because I want to. So with that said, let's go ahead and start decorating. Like I said, I'm going to speed this up and do this as a voiceover, just because I wanted to just put all of my setups in one video. For me, it's a lot easier, believe it or not, than filming them as a whole bunch of separate videos. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. As I mentioned a moment ago, this is my catch-all planner, and these 2 pages here catches everything else that I can't capture in my monthly calendar or in my weekly pages. So that's like the general gist of it. Like I mentioned, I've already set my goals for the month of May. I needed to go ahead and get a jump start on that so I can start planning out my month. Some of those goals will be captured here. So for instance, I will list my top 3 priorities for the month. They typically are goal centered. So like the things that I really want to focus on, whether that be finances, maybe savings or something of that nature, whether it be my health, which I think that is going to be a focus for this coming month. It's mainly going to be trying to get my back in order before I travel. And Then it might be another one like routines is a really popular one that seems to keep making appearances every single month in the priority list as well as my goals. So like those could be like 3 priorities. I haven't really set those priorities yet. I'll set them as I sit down and start writing in this planner. But that's kind of the general idea of how I've been doing it for at least the previous 4 months. So underneath the top 3 priority section, again, we're still on that left-hand page. That is where I am going to break down what I think is going to be the morning routine and the evening routine that I try to implement this month. So what I plan on doing, hopefully this plan turns into action, is for the last week of April, I'm going to go ahead and start trying to implement the routine that I want to actually follow through with in the month of May. Maybe I'll like adjust it over the course of those 4 days that are going to be Monday through Thursday, the last week of April. And then I will just go ahead and write what I figure is the best routine that I can reasonably actually follow through with. I'll put that in here as what I want to do for my morning routine and my evening routine. So that's my initial plan right now. I don't really have much time to change it considering it is Saturday. But yeah, that's what I plan on doing for my routine. So I'll be filling that in probably Thursday night, which is the 30th of April. Okay, then on the right page, you see me right now drawing some boxes. So this is where I put my budget. I mentioned before, I don't really consider myself much of a budgeter, but I do like to kind of set some categories when it comes to spending limits. And usually it's going to be my more frivolous spending categories. So like craft supplies, for instance, or planners or things of that nature. I really don't want to spend anything if I can for the month of May, but we know that's not realistic. So I'll have a very, very low budget for the month of May. Clothing is another one I'm going to try to rein in for the month of May, just because I haven't really been spending that much money on clothing, but whenever I have a vacation, I tend to want to buy new things and I don't need to buy new things. So I think I'm going to set a budget to try to keep me from overbuying when it comes to travel clothing. And then I may set another category or two, like set a budget for those categories based on what my spending looks like when I do that final tally for the month of April. So if there were certain categories that I felt like I overspent on, then I will go ahead and set an actual a budget for those categories in the month of May. I'm very behind in tracking my spending. Again, I only track spending in those categories that are like my frivolous spending categories. So I'm not tracking all of my spending. But once I actually write all of those down and I see how much I spent for the month, then I'll go ahead and decide what categories I'm going to continue setting a budget for the month of May, and then set those budgets. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the goals that I'm kind of incorporating here. As far as like some of the other goals, I'll talk about my health and wellness goals when we get to my health and wellness planner. I also have I want to keep up with my journals and things of that nature. Like I have a 3-year journal and stuff like that. I capture that more in my creative projects planner, which I'm not setting up today. I set that up when I did my weekly planner setup a few weeks ago because I needed to go ahead and work on that monthly page. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Now I'm just setting up my calendar, which is pretty self-explanatory, just kind of saving some space to write in some important dates, like some birthdays and some appointments and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to make this calendar look cute, y'all. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to add some stickers, and boy, did I add some stickers. I added a lot more than I had thought I was going to add it. But then I thought I was going to add, but hey, it looks cute and it makes me happy when I look at it. So yeah, that pretty much sums up what I'm doing as far as the setup in this planner. Like I said, this is my main hub. This is the planner that keeps my life together. So this is, this holds a lot more information in those monthly overview pages and the monthly calendar than all of my other planners. So this is why I do want to spend a little bit more time making this cute, because I reference this a lot more throughout the month. All right, guys, there we go. So I love how this turned out. I think it turned out really, really cute. There are a lot of stickers in the boxes, but for the most part, I think I have enough room to write any extra stuff in any boxes as they pop up. Like I even have a little bit of space here. I mentioned this previously that when the first starts, I really don't come back and add anything to this particular calendar. So I will only be adding things from now, which is the 27th through the 30th. After the 1st, this becomes for reference only, and any additional things that pop up, I'll just put it on the actual on the weekly calendar or on my daily calendar, or my daily planner. So, yeah, this should be more than enough. I think it's super cute. I love the washi. I think the washi really, really makes this entire spread pop. And then this is kind of my overview. I did add boxes here because it's going to be my AM routine and my AM routine and my evening routine. This is going to be for bills. I don't have a header for that. So not bills, budget. I don't have a header for that. So we just left that blank. But yeah, this is super cute as well. This was super simple. This took me a lot less time than even this did. All right. So that is now done. So now we are going to set up my calendar in my daily planner. So I will kind of chat with you guys in voiceover about how things are going in this planner, because I did change how I was using this particular planner at the beginning of April, and I kind of want to keep you guys updated on how things are going there. But for every single month, I'm using the seasonal books sticker book from Hell of a Plan. I just think they're really fun stickers, and there's duplicates of each, so I can use one whole set to do the entire monthly calendar. Now I can't decorate in the boxes here because this is where I record the books that I read and what I watched on TV. So yeah, so this one I do the same exact decorative setup throughout all of them. Basically the bottom boxes, if there's any room in the top, and then this is where my TBR and my to be watched list goes. So this is going to be a really, really quick setup. So I got to keep my little explanation brief, y'all. So this is now my daily planner, which is mainly just comprised of daily to-do list. That is all it is. I just did not have the room to write my to-do list for the day in my Catchall planner. And the reason why is because I have a fairly long work to-do list, and then I have a personal or non-work to-do list, which also is comprised of social media and stuff like that too. So it gets pretty long, and I just did not have the room to do that in my vertical weekly planner. So I figured instead of using this daily planner as a daily memory keeping journal, I will use it for to-do list. And it's actually been working really, really well. This is the planner that stays open on my desk throughout the day. I just refer to my Catchall planner, usually at the end of the day to kind of prep for the next day in this particular planner. So that's how I'm using them combined, but I no longer have to keep my Catchall planner open on my desk or my work desk every day. Now I can keep this one open, and because it's on disk, it can fold over nicely and takes up a little bit less space. And that one's done, y'all. That one is done. Okay. This planner here, so this is my new journal. I think all I'm going to do is decorate this. I haven't really been using the monthly calendar for anything, and I don't really know what I would use it for, especially now that like I have to, I have a planner that I'm writing the TV shows that I've watched and books that I read. And then I have the one that captures everything else. So there really is nothing that I can think of to capture here, but I do want to decorate this. And I did not pull out a sticker book for this. So let's just throw a few stickers on the page. Do I have any here from the spring edit? I think this is still available as well. Again, any of the sticker books that I use, if they're still available, I will let you guys know down in the description box. Because I think everything I'm using today, I have like affiliate links or discount codes for. Let's use this because this is really, really pretty. And these are duplicates. All right, guys, so this is my newest planner. This is the one that I've only been using for 2 weeks at the time of filming. And so far, so good. So this is now replacing what I was trying to use my daily planner for previously, which is going to be a daily memory keeping planner, but it's just to kind of record things that aren't captured anywhere else, like in any of my planner stuff. So, if something funny happened, then I can write that down. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I've been writing kind of all kinds of things in here. This is an A5, so it's a little bit smaller of a planner, which actually has been perfect for me because I'm not very good at memory keeping. So knowing that I only have to write 1 or 2 lines makes it so much easier, and I've actually been sticking with it. So I'm happy to say that so far, 2 weeks into this planner, it's been a success, y'all. All right, that's it. That's all I'm doing for this one. Yeah, so maybe I'll play around with different ways to use the monthly calendar because I'm out in it every day. So maybe I'll actually come in here and use the calendar too for something memory keeping. Not very much space, but I don't want to decorate it yet because, like I said, I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to use it. And if I don't use it, then I may just go ahead and just tape the pages together. Let me trim this and then we will work on my final planner. Okay. All right. My final planner. And it's going to be a doozy. So this is my Passion Planner Daily. This is my health and wellness planner. I usually dedicate a entire video to this planner as well, but we're not going to do that because we're going to keep the setup fairly simple for this. Well, it's going to take a while, but it's fairly simple. So what I did last month for the first time is I used Amy Plans Things Moments and Mood sticker book. She releases a new one every single month. So what I've been doing is using this in this particular planner because I want to have weekly pages in here. There are no weekly pages. I had a vacation at the beginning of April. I have another vacation coming up. So because I have vacation days coming up, I will not be tracking anything on the daily pages that day, which means I have enough daily pages left over in this planner to do weekly setups for the second quarter. So this is a quarterly planner, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. So what I do for the weekly setups is Amy Plans Things. I've done a flip through of this as well. She typically releases her newest sticker books on the 10th of the month, so be on the lookout for that. But I just like using some of these weekly setup pages in this particular journal. We'll start with this one. So what I do is I cover this up and I make this my meal planning for the upcoming week. So I cover it up, obviously, because all of this is on the bottom of it. So I don't cover this up. I might throw a sticker or 2 on there, but this is more so that way I can use this page for something other than daily planning. So we have that. I do need to, what I had been doing is busting out my old sticker books and doing breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I think I'm going to do groceries over here because when I do my groceries, it's based on this. So there might be other groceries that I pick up. So that'll go like on my other grocery list, but this will just kind of advise me like what else I need to pick up. So I'll do that here. Oh my gosh, everything's falling. And then over here is going to be all for workouts. So when I did this last month, what I did is I used a hell of a plan sticker. I might be able to do that this month. This one, she has these meal planners that I'm never going to use for meal planning. So that's part of the problem. Okay. Then I'm going to come in here and we're going to do Monday, Sunday. So like I mentioned, I just started this setup by adding these weekly overviews at the beginning of April. And I think I'm only going to be able to do it for this quarter, because unless I schedule some new long vacations, either in the third or fourth quarter, I just won't have enough daily pages that I won't be using to create weekly pages for. Does that make sense? Like I was able to do it this quarter because I think there's like 18 days or something like that I will not be using the daily pages because I'm going on vacation. So that gave me 18 pages free that I could now use to create these weekly pages. So what I do is I come into this particular, I'm in this planner hopefully every day. I haven't really been in it every day, but at least every other day. But like Thursday, Friday night, I'll come in and set up like a general meal plan for the week. I don't get super strict with, oh, this is what I want Monday and Tuesday. It's just, this is what I'm thinking for dinners, lunch, breakfast, and just write it down like that. And I try to do it on Thursday or Friday because I do my grocery shopping either on Saturday or Sunday mornings. Then at some point before Monday, I also want to kind of come up with a game plan for my workouts. So in that long Keleva plan box that I was using, I will write upper, lower, Pilates, yoga, or something like that in those. And then I will get into my fitness apps, which are, the Peloton app, the Les Mills app, and then pick out specific workouts that I want to do. And I will write that in the space outside the box. So that's how I've been using the weeklies. Now let's chat a little bit about the dailies. The dailies, for the most part, hasn't strayed too much from how I had been using it previously. But I have changed up a bit in the second quarter. Basically that left page that is all templated out, is where I track all of my health and wellness stats and what I eat and stuff like that. So not really fitness stuff. So I do have my Apple Watch over there. I do pencil in when I work out in the hour time slot, but a lot of this is kind of like health related. So sleep, stress levels, what I ate, when I ate, energy levels, and stuff like that. Now on the blank page, that is all workout with now some journaling. So if I do my workouts, I explain before I get in depth with the weight sizes as I'm using and stuff like that. But I've been having really bad lower back pain for over a month now, and I'm trying to make notations about that. Fortunately for me, when I work out, it does not hurt. It only hurts when I'm sitting. But I like to kind of write some notes about that because it's something that is ongoing. If I have any other types of symptoms like migraines or something like that, I also like to journal about that on that right-hand page as well. Just so that way I can refer to it later if I'm trying to think about how many times I had this pain or migraines or something like that. So I felt like this is a good place to capture this information. So that is what I have been doing in here as well. And because the month of April, I wasn't very good with workouts, it was mostly journaling and not capturing the workouts on this blank page. But in the month of May, I need to make sure I have room for both. And I should have plenty of room for both. So I'm not really worried about it. That is why you see me throwing some stickers on the page, because I had the sticker book out and I'm like, let's just go ahead and decorate it, right? All right, guys, there we go. So I set up almost a full week's worth of daily pages in addition to setting up all of the weekly pages. I don't really do monthly setups in here, but because this is a daily planner, it just requires a lot of setup. I'm probably going to just go ahead and set up the rest while I'm watching TV. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to be adding stickers. I didn't add stickers to all of the days on the other pages, but I do like to do the highlighters. It just helps me make sure that I'm doing all of the right measurements. So I know like the dark purple is for like REM sleep, the light purple is for light sleep. So that way I don't have to always write REM, light, or whatever. The same thing for here, those are stress levels. If I write them for Monday, then I don't need to write it for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because now I have the highlighters. So that is the reason why I do the highlighters. Plus it adds a little bit of color over here as well. So yeah, y'all, that is it for this one. This is going to be a lengthy setup that I'm nowhere near done with, but I don't mind doing it, especially when I'm multitasking. So we did that one. We just threw some stickers on the monthly calendar for this one. We just decorated the monthly intro page for this one. And then we did the monthly overview and the monthly calendar for my catch-all. So yeah, that was quite a marathon of a setup. But I like to sit down and set these all up at one time, sort of like how I do a lot of my like weekly spreads. So I figured I would just go ahead, put them all in one video as well, speed them up so it's not super long. You don't have to sit here for hours watching me do it. But this actually didn't take that long. An hour and 15 minutes. That's all it took. And, you know, I was like trying to find sticker books in between that time. I got a message during that time, and things like that. So that really wasn't that bad to do 4 setups. And like I said, this was a big one. So it was time consuming, but you see, it didn't take really that much time. So I guess it really wasn't time consuming. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, press that like button. If you have yet to subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. All right, guys, that is all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.